Hi, family. I want to talk about familiar spirits. What is a familiar spirit? Familiar spirit is a demon that monitors you. They monitor your whatever you do during the day, what you do at night. It monitors what you like, what you don't like, what you're attracted to, what you're not attracted to, what foods you like, what foods you don't like. He monitors you on everything that you do. So that spirit is familiar. And if you ever wonder how somebody that you meet and you seem to have everything connected, like everything is just working together, sometimes a familiar spirit is monitoring you and they're on assignment to distract you and get you off course and take you away from Yahuwah. That's what familiar spirits do. They don't want you to be close to Yahuwah. They don't want you to have a relationship with Yahuwah. And they don't want you to be around anyone that has a relationship with Yahuwah. The main goal is get you distracted and get you focused on the familiarity of that person. So now you're thinking alike and doing things alike. You know, a lot of people are connected to mediums and psychics and other familiar spirits. I know back in the early 80s, there used to be a Miss Cleo with her crystal ball, and she used to go on those 976 numbers, and you call into her and she would tell you your future. And then we saw it with Dionne Warwick, and then we saw it with LaToya Jackson. And I know Montel Williams had a show, I believe it was either the late 80s or early 90s. There was a woman on there called Sylvia Brown, and he would have a segment every Monday, and she would call people in the audience and just tell them about their grandmother, their mother, their father. And she always would stick her finger in her mouth, and she would laugh and chuckle. And Montel, she would tell him a lot of stuff about Montel. And when she passed away, it seemed like his show went away because she was giving him inside information because she was a demon that was monitoring him. She was a familiar spirit. So does the dead people actually hear what you're saying? Do they actually know and speak to you and from dreams and visions? Do they even know who you are? Well, let me tell you, in Ecclesiastics, and I'm going to read it out of the Sefer Bible. It is in the Sefer, it's called Koheleth, Qoheleth. And I'm going to read it out, chapter 9, verse 4 through 6. And we're going to go over, does dead people actually talk to you? Do they even know who you are? Well, in verse 4, it says, for him that is joined to all the living, there is hope. You have hope in living. For a living dog is better than a dead lion. So when we have it's saying that the dog that's living has a better life than a dead lion, because what a dead lion cannot move, it cannot eat, it cannot roar, it cannot do anything, correct? Verse 5, for the living know that they shall die, but the dead know not anything, neither have they any more a reward, for the memory of them is forgotten. So we all know there's going to come a time that we're going to die and experience death. And it says that the dead not know anything, neither have any more a reward. That means celebrities, you're not getting the Emmy or the Globe Awards. You're not getting all those awards, or the basketball stars getting all these MVPs and footballs and stars and baseball stars and tennis stars. Anyone that's received any type of reward or accolades or recognition, you're not going to get that anymore. It says, for the memory of them is forgotten. That means that when you die, you don't remember anything. That means mom doesn't remember she has children. Dad doesn't remember he has children. There's no husband and wife. They don't remember. You don't remember anything. You go back to what God put you at. And it says in verse 6, also their love and their hatred and their enemy is now perished. Neither have they any more a portion forever in anything that is done under the sun. That means that people that are not alive, they don't speak, they don't talk, They cannot hear. They cannot do anything. They cannot come to you in a vision or a dream. They cannot come to you walking in a house with keys swinging. They cannot tell you where their hidden money is in the basement. They cannot communicate. Familiar spirits are demons. They're monitoring spirits. Don't believe the lie of Satan and his deception. Only believe in Yahuwah. He can speak to you in visions, and he can speak to you in dreams, and he speaks to you in his word. That's what he does. He tells you what you need to do because he gives us instructions. He says, if my children love me, they follow my commandments, and they do what I tell them to do. So don't be deceived anymore. Your family members can't speak to you or your friends. Listen to Yahuwah.